Hi everyone, welcome back to Lucas Family Homestead. Today I'm going to be making my plant markers and finally getting my seeds planted into some dirt. So these are the labels and the pen that I use. I really like them because they stand up to the summer sun. They don't fade, they don't bend, and I've been able to use them multiple years in a row. I'm pretty sure I got the garden marker from over at M.I. Gardner, and these labels I just happened to find on clearance at the grocery store. Here are all of my finished labels, starting with a few flowers and plants that I'm doing, my tomatoes and a tomatillo, my spicy peppers and chiles, and then my sweet bell peppers. This year I decided to start my seeds by pre-soaking them on a paper towel. I ended up going with this method for two reasons. One, because then I can see which seeds are germinating, and the other one was because my husband was away on a business trip and I couldn't make it outside to start the seeds in the soil. So now I'm just going to go through and poke a little hole that's 1/4 inch deep in each of these cells. Thankfully, all of the tomatoes and peppers need to be planted at the same depth, and that makes it easy to just go through and fill the entire tray with divots. So now I'm all done poking holes in the tray. I'm going to start transferring the seeds from the Ziploc bags into the little divots in the trays. I started with the tomatoes, and this was kind of a delicate process. Many of the seeds had already started sprouting their little roots, so they had to be removed from the paper towel very delicately and then placed into the soil so that the roots could continue heading downward. I'm putting 2 seeds into each cell. I want to make sure that I have extra plants just in case something happens to any of them. If we have extras, we usually end up giving them away to friends and family. Here, I'm just very gently tucking in these seeds, making sure they're covered with about 1/4 inch of soil. So there's the tomatoes, they're all done, and now on to the peppers. Same as the tomatoes, I'm putting 2 seeds per cell to make sure that I end up with enough plants. So as I said earlier, I soaked my seeds on this paper towel, and one of the benefits of that is that they tend to germinate faster. Pepper seeds can take up to 2 weeks to germinate, and by pre-soaking them, my peppers sprout in about a week. With tomato seeds, they typically take about a week to sprout, but by pre-soaking those seeds, I can usually get them to germinate in just 2 or 3 days. Now all of my hot peppers are planted, and I ended up moving on and doing all of my sweet peppers as well. I love bell peppers, so I always plant a ton of those. I love to have them for salads, for dipping in hummus, and for freezing to put in soups and pasta during the winter. Now we just have to wait for these little babies to sprout. So this is the next day. I ended up getting these seeds in the mail from Wild Boar Farms and decided to add them to the tray since it was already set to go. And then here is the tray under our grow light. We got this one at Home Depot a few years ago. The tomatoes will stay under the lights until they are up-potted into the 2-inch pots, and the bell peppers will stay under the lights until probably closer to May, just to make sure that we don't have any more low temperatures at nighttime, since temperatures below 50 degrees can stunt the pepper plants. So that is our setup for our tomato and pepper seedlings. I will try to remember to get a progress video in a week or two to show you all of the seedlings that have popped up and how the plants look after they sprouted. We are very excited to have a big garden again this year, so thank you so much for watching while I planted seeds. We'll see you next time.